Hi everyone. I got a lot to talk about. This video is more related to all the tournaments that have been happening. The PLL and new WLL Sixes tournament, the championship series. And it's not a hockey page, but I'll talk a little bit about the Four Nations just a little bit. And congratulations to my home city, the Philadelphia Eagles, for winning the Super Bowl last Sunday. I'm personally not a big football fan, but it's good for the city that we won the championship. So I'm gonna get started. Um, and before I'll just get it out of the way for that non lacrosse stuff. And that Four Nations tournament is something. I mean, I quit hockey in December 2021, for those of you that already know, but I'm still like a big hockey fan. I mean, last night there were 3 fights in 9 seconds. That was like the craziest thing I saw since 1996, when the Buffalo Sabres and the Philadelphia Flyers were rivals, and they had to call the first period off early because there was so much fighting. So yeah, this because I haven't seen every game, but I think this is going to be a pretty good series. All right, now I'm gonna get to lacrosse stuff. So as you may or may not know, there are 4 teams: the California Palms, the Maryland Charm, the Boston Guard, and the New York Charging. Right now, a semifinals game is being played. I got started a little late. Uh, Between the California Palms and the New York Charging. I was hoping Maryland Charm would win because, as a lacrosse defenseman, they had 3-star defenders: Abby Bosco, who's pictured up there, and Megan Doty. Um, and then the last one is, I think she's one of the captains, Lizzie Coleman. So, yeah, they won one game, but, they still got eliminated. So, as this game is going, I'm hoping the New York Charging wins this one. Also, congratulations to New York Charging player who returned after 2 really bad injuries, Kylie O'Miller. She scored the first goal of the WLL, even wearing a big athletic brace, which is what you see me wearing in all the drill videos. So I'm not sure how long she's gonna play, but it's great she was able to get back. Here's a picture of me and my wife with her when we were at the PLL semifinals in September 2023. Yep, that was in Long Island. So she's wearing a number 17 jersey because the LSM for the Philadelphia War Dogs, Rylan Rees, then boyfriend, is now her fiance. So, they're very supportive of each other. All right, so here's more highlights from the WLL. As you may know, in the women's lacrosse, the goalies aren't allowed to go coast to coast, but in the Sixes tournament, um, they were, and Marino from the California Palms went coast to coast and scored. I mean, yeah, so they get. I don't know why they don't allow that in regular women's lacrosse, but that's the rules. That's what they do. But then, as I get to the PLL, one of my favorite goalies in the PLL, who's on the team that I'm rooting for, New York Atlas, Liam Entman, was like, "Oh, I can do that too." So he also scored a coast to coast goal, but he scored the first goal of the game, and they usually wait a little bit. And Blaze Reardon, who's a forward on the Philadelphia Wings and a goalie in the PLL on Carolina Chaos, had a coast to coast goal last season. And he also had that famous one in 2015 when he was a student at University of Albany. So yeah, it's easier to get coast to coast goals because the field is a lot smaller. I think they said it's like 75 yards. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's easy to follow with the Sixes tournament. I'm glad they're doing this for the Olympics in 2028. I really like the championship series jerseys they have for the New York Atlas. You see, there's like a cartoon of Miles Jones, who's rumored to be a free agent. I really hope he doesn't. I think he's been doing so well on the team. I think they won't want to give him up. I mean, the guy's like 6'3", and he's a short stick midfielder, and he just like pushes his way toward the goal. And I ordered a Miles Jones jersey. Actually, I have like more Atlas jerseys than I do for Water Dogs, but there's more players on the Atlas than I like from the Water Dogs. So yeah, I'm starting to merge into it more of an Atlas fan than the Water Dogs. But yeah, you see, one of the reasons why I got it is they have the CR for Callum Robinson, the defenseman from Australia who got murdered last year. And I think that's really cool, that they're selling them. Before they weren't, in the season, they weren't selling them with it on, so I'm glad they are now. I'm not going to say, but this is actually a normal thing. On my Boxes League, there's actually 2 players from the PLL who are both on teams that are in this tournament. One of them is on Atlas, and one of them is on the Boston Kens. I'm not going to say who, but it just kind of fazed me a little that, they let professional players play in ULACs too. But, lacrosse is such a small community. I guess, they got to train or practice in a league somewhere. Speaking of professional players who play in the Box League, I'm giving a shout out to Sam Swart. She's from Lehigh Valley, which is like an hour from me, and she played in the women's box tournament this fall. But relevant to what I said about those 2 players playing in my UX Box League, she also played in the male Box League last year for a team that still exists, actually. It's actually a team that recognized me from TikTok, and I thought, wow, she's willing to play in a full contact league. And I was like, when I first started my first game there, I was a bit nervous about the full contact when I first saw, how hard they were hitting on my first shift. And then I got used to it right away, and I started giving checks too. But maybe they weren't gonna give her hard checks because she was a girl. I don't know. But another fun fact is this. She's actually a metalhead. I didn't see anything metal in her Instagram, but she was doing like around a conversation with Emily Harris-Chuck, who's on New York Charging, and she asked, what would Emily go to karaoke song? Oh, okay. But then she said what music she'd karaoke to. She said, hard rock, anything metal. So I actually messaged her on Instagram, told her I read it, and I also asked her why she wasn't playing in the WLL. She said she actually had, she tore her ACL, kind of like Kylie O'Miller, or like I tore my quad, but she's going to play very soon. So, yep, I'm about to go through a whole 10-minute sequence with this. I didn't know how much I was able to fit in, but if you watched all 10 minutes of this, you're a saint. And, I'm not even going to watch 10 minutes of my own video. So here it goes, 9, 52, 53, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59.